The value action gap is the barrier between the meeting of values of coinciding actions, meaning ensuring your day-to-day actions are reflecting your values, such as cycling to work daily rather than driving because you want to live more sustainably. In this short film, we will be looking at the value action gap barriers preventing sustainability within fishing communities.
Today we are in Newlyn, which since the 19th century has been one of the UK's largest working fishing ports.
The majority of those living within this vibrant fishing industry created here in Newlyn agree that progress must be made to sustain a future where fish stocks allow future generations to create an income off the Cornish coast. But these values are rarely being translated into physical progress made by the fishing industry. With over 85% of marine fish stocks depleted, the question of what fishermen can do to combat this is frequently asked.
So why has progress been slow to reduce the value action gap that will make sustainable fishing the common practice?
The first value action gap barrier is expense. In order to survive, fishing communities need to adapt to change and develop strategies for long-term sustainability, but this comes at a high price. Fishermen operating on small vessels of a small crew often use practices that are deemed sustainable due to the limited scale they operate at. In order to reach more profitable markets, they must acquire certification for sustainably caught fish. The Marine Stewardship Council, or MSC, issue labels to be put onto packaging to verify sustainability. In order to obtain an MSC label, annual fees must be paid, often financially out of reach for small-scale fisheries. This can create the pressure to catch larger volumes of fish, even when the values of the fishermen working in these small-scale fisheries oppose this. Making profit from the fish caught by small-scale fisheries can reduce the pressure to catch more fish, which is only obtainable from having a sustainability certificate, which many cannot financially justify, making this a vicious cycle. Another reason fishing communities are unable to overcome the value action gap is due to the efficiency unsustainable fishing provides.
Unfortunately for many small communities, fishing dominates the economy, with hospitality and tourism relying on the health of the fishing ports.
This makes earning as much profit as possible seem necessary to retain this. By knowing some of the value action gap barriers for fishermen, how can we make future interventions more effective? Fishermen are lay ecologists, meaning that they have an advanced understanding of the ecosystems they work in. In order to make future interventions effective, fishers and the community's knowledge must be instrumental in the decision-making processes. Working within the communities you aim to help will allow discussions to identify what the fishermen actually deem helpful. One example of a successful policy in place is the Fishing for Litter initiative. Fishermen often had to pay to scrap marine litter and ghost gear that wound up in their nets, which was often a deterrent to disposing of litter responsibly, with litter often being thrown overboard. The Fishing for Litter initiative provides disposal of marine litter free of charge, creating an incentive for fishing crews. Understanding the barriers that the value action gap highlights will support and empower fishers and their communities by working closely together to come up with interventions and solutions. Doing so will create a sustainable future that is accessible to everybody in the fishing industry.